Jeremy Clarkson versus the Blob. There's only one winner. A pair of chatty books by the Lord of Diddley Squat and his sidekick Caleb Cooper have plenty to teach us about the state of modern farming. The suffocation of rural spirit by the Blob's apparatchiks in planning departments, national park authorities and environmental quangos was happening long before this Labour government. But the premiership of Keir Starmer has given it fresh impetus. Farmers were already seething about bureaucratic overreach, the hunting ban, the disappearance of abattoirs, endless compliance inspections and more. That anger has given way to both impotent frustration that the Tories wasted 14 years failing to reverse much of the Blair-era damage, and terror about what's to come, as ideological net-zero policies threaten to blight what's left of the British countryside with pylons and solar farms, and a new generation of class warriors threaten family businesses with capital taxes. Just as Trollope made us see the Victorian Church as a bloated, entitled institution, riddled with sinecures and corrupt practices, Jeremy Clarkson offers us a farmer's eye view of today's wasteful, destructive big state. Satire is what we need to help us through the next 5 years, at least, and, beneath his jowly, pot-bellied exterior, Clarkson is perhaps Britain's finest satirist since the late, great Auberon Waugh. Farming has benefited by the nation's most famous patrolhead returning to the land and using his journalistic skills to portray the Alice through the looking-glass world that he finds. The pieces collected in Diddley Squat, Home to Roost, first appeared in Clarkson's Sunday Times column, itself often based on his Amazon Prime TV series, Clarkson's Farm. It follows a year of Clarkson as a hard-working farmer, scratching a living from unyielding Cotswold soil with the lovely Lisa, long-suffering Charlie and incomprehensible Gerald, making boomerish comments about the mad modern world as he goes. Throughout, Clarkson takes the proverbial out of the bureaucratic state we're in. He cheerfully offends every BLT plus minority, and is iconoclastically rude to the likes of Chris Packham and Greta Bloody Thunberg. But beneath the banter and the outrageously florid prose, a calm voice of common sense is audible. Clarkson cares deeply about the countryside, and has the grace to point out that were he not backed by Amazon's millions, he would, like many farmers, be driven close to the end of his tether by wafer-thin profit margins and endless regulation. There is a severe mental health problem in farming. 3 farmers in the UK take their own lives every week, and Clarkson has done good work not just in highlighting it but in doing something about it. He funds a charitable helpline for farmers in need of support. The marketing geniuses of Diddley Squat Farm have synchronized the publication of Clarkson's book with one from his right-hand man, farm manager Caleb Cooper. One has to admire the chutzpah. In truth, the typefaces in both books are about as big as you can get away with unless you're printing for the partially sighted. Still, I've no doubt that people will buy stacks of them this Christmas, much as people queue for hours at the Diddley Squat Farm shop to buy Clarkson's "This Smells Like My B.S." candles. Cooper, in fact, has a healthy disdain for books, and his worldview may be limited by the fact that he doesn't possess a passport. Nor is there much in It's a Farming Thing, a collection of random observations on farming life. Think Ladybird Book of Farming meets Viz Christmas Annual. That wasn't aired in his previous work, The World According to Caleb. But the banter remains enjoyable, particularly about, some hobby farmers I could mention. And Cooper's voice has a down-to-earth clarity, as when he questions why pubs write about plowmen's lunches on menus given that real plowmen invariably call their midday meal dinner. What shines through, above all, is his decency, as he contemplates parenthood and the quality time he treasures with his own children, a toddler and a baby, when he finds gaps in his punishing schedule. He also dwells on the love and support he received from his own parents and grandparents. They produced a remarkable man, one driven by the motto, "Dreams don't work unless you do." What Cooper is not is a success story of the British education system. He played truant through much of his early teens, getting up early to milk cows, do his egg round and, later, perform some contracting work on a tractor he bought from his earnings. When the school authorities caught up with him, he was able to complain that forcing him to attend school was costing him £200 each month in lost earnings. At the back of our minds, we compare Cooper, simple, practical, salt of the earth, a true grafter who'll work in any weather to put food on his family's and his country's tables, with the grifting parasites that men such as him have to carry on their backs. A whole client state of entitled jobsworths, with specious degrees in planning and environmental sciences, who now mostly work from home, only emerging to block and obfuscate. Jamie Blackett's books include Land of Milk and Honey, Digressions of a Rural Dissident, Diddley Squat is published by Michael Joseph at £22. It's a Farming Thing is published by Quirky at £20. To order your copy for £18.99 and £16.99 respectively, call 0808-196-6794. Jeremy Clarkson vs. the Blob. There's only one winner. In a dramatic turn of events, the infamous Jeremy Clarkson has found himself embroiled in a battle against an unusual adversary, a mass of gelatinous, gooey material dubbed the Blob. This peculiar showdown has not only captivated the public but also ignited discussions about resilience, entertainment, and the quirky nature of modern celebrity culture. Clarkson, known for his controversial opinions and larger-than-life persona, faced off against the Blob during a recent promotional event for his new show. The Blob, a creation of the show's special effects team, was meant to be a comedic prop, but it quickly took on a life of its own, causing chaos and confusion among the audience. As Clarkson attempted to interact with the Blob, it became clear that this was no ordinary stunt. The Blob, equipped with unexpected mobility and a penchant for mischief, seemed to outmaneuver the television host at every turn. Viewers watched in amusement as Clarkson, typically the master of control, struggled against this unpredictable foe. Social media erupted with reactions to the spectacle. Memes featuring Clarkson's bewildered expressions alongside the Blob flooded platforms, illustrating the hilarity of the moment. Fans praised the impromptu nature of the encounter, emphasizing how it showcased Clarkson's ability to adapt and entertain, even when faced with unforeseen challenges. In a press statement following the event, Clarkson humorously acknowledged his defeat, stating, "I've battled cars, weather, and now a Blob. I think I've met my match." His self-deprecating humor resonated with audiences, further cementing his status as a relatable and entertaining figure. The incident has also sparked conversations about the nature of celebrity and the role of unpredictability in entertainment. As audiences increasingly crave authenticity, Clarkson's encounter with the Blob exemplifies how unexpected moments can enhance a narrative, providing a fresh perspective in a saturated media landscape. Critics and fans alike have noted that while Clarkson may have lost this particular battle, he remains a formidable force in the entertainment industry. His ability to turn a chaotic situation into a memorable experience speaks volumes about his enduring appeal. As the dust settles on this bizarre showdown, it's clear that while the Blob may have triumphed in this encounter, Clarkson's legacy continues to thrive. The event serves as a reminder that in the world of entertainment, sometimes the most delightful surprises come from the most unexpected sources. In conclusion, Jeremy Clarkson vs. the Blob may have seemed like an unusual clash, but it highlighted the essence of what makes entertainment engaging: spontaneity, humor, and the ability to embrace the absurd. With Clarkson's quick wit and the Blob's unintentional charm, audiences were left with a memorable spectacle that will surely be talked about for years to come.